Hi, and welcome back. Last time on Journey into the Cosmos, we explored one of the greatest mysteries in science, the question of what existed before the universe. We learned that about 13.8 billion years ago, the universe began expanding in an event known as the Big Bang. Space itself was born. Time began to move forward. Energy transformed into matter, and the foundation of everything we see today was created. But that moment was only the beginning, because after the universe was born, it began to evolve. Galaxies formed, stars ignited, planets appeared, and somewhere in this vast cosmos, life emerged. But to truly understand our universe, we must travel back in time, not millions of years, not even billions. Today, we will journey more than 13 billion years into the past to see what the universe looked like when it was still young. When we look into the night sky, we are not just looking across space, we are looking back in time. Light travels incredibly fast, about 300,000 kilometers every second, but even at that speed, it still takes time to cross the universe. When sunlight reaches Earth, it has already traveled for about 8 minutes. The light from the moon takes about 1 second to arrive, but the light from distant stars can take hundreds, thousands, or even millions of years to reach us. This means when we look at distant stars, we see them as they existed in the past. Astronomers often say that telescopes are time machines because the farther we look into space, the farther we see back in time. Some galaxies are so far away that their light has been traveling for more than 13 billion years before reaching Earth. That means we are seeing them exactly as they appeared when the universe was still young. For many years, scientists wondered what those ancient galaxies might look like. Were they similar to the galaxies we see today, or was the early universe completely different? To answer these questions, astronomers built incredibly powerful space telescopes. One of the most advanced is the James Webb Space Telescope. This remarkable telescope can detect extremely faint light coming from the earliest galaxies in the universe. Because the universe is expanding, light from distant galaxies becomes stretched. Scientists call this effect redshift. The farther a galaxy is from us, the more its light shifts toward the red part of the spectrum. The James Webb Space Telescope was designed specifically to detect this ancient stretched light, and what it discovered was astonishing. When scientists first looked deep into the early universe, they did not see calm, orderly galaxies like the ones around us today. Instead, they saw chaos. The early universe was filled with small, irregular galaxies. Many of them were oddly shaped. Others appeared glowing clusters of stars. Others appeared stretched and distorted. These galaxies were very different from the elegant spiral galaxies we see today. They were young, violent, and constantly changing. In the modern universe, galaxies are often stable structures. Stars orbit peacefully around their galactic centers, but 13 billion years ago, the universe was far more chaotic. Galaxies were constantly colliding with each other. Massive clouds of gas crashed together. Stars were forming at incredible speeds. Some galaxies produced new stars hundreds of times faster than the Milky Way does today. These ancient galaxies were like cosmic factories, rapidly building the stars that would fill the universe. Over time, gravity slowly began shaping the universe. Small galaxies merged together to form larger ones. Clusters of galaxies formed enormous cosmic structures. Eventually, these structures connected across vast distances, creating a gigantic network known as the cosmic web. Within this cosmic web, galaxies gathered along enormous filaments stretching across billions of light years. And at the intersections of these filaments, massive galaxy clusters formed. the universe was slowly organizing itself from chaos to structure. Some of those early galaxies eventually evolved into giants. One of them would become our home galaxy, the Milky Way. But 13 billion years ago, the Milky Way did not look like it does today. It was smaller, more chaotic, still forming its spiral structure. Over billions of years, countless stars were born inside it. And among those stars, one ordinary star formed about 4.6 billion years ago. That star is our Sun. Around it, planets began to form. One of those planets would eventually become the home of life, Earth. When we observe ancient galaxies today, we are witnessing the universe in its youth, a time when stars were being born rapidly, when galaxies were still assembling themselves, and when the cosmic structures that shape our universe were just beginning to emerge. Every deep space image captured by modern telescopes reveals a piece of this ancient history, a history written in light that has traveled across billions of years. But even today, astronomers continue discovering galaxies that formed earlier than anyone expected. Some of these galaxies appeared only a few 100 million years after the Big Bang, which raises a fascinating question. How did galaxies form so quickly in the early universe? What hidden processes helped shape the cosmos so rapidly? Scientists are still searching for the answers. The deeper we look into space, the further back in time we travel, and the closer we come to witnessing the very first stars that ever existed. Because before galaxies, before planets, before life, there was a time when the universe was completely dark, a time before any stars had formed. In the next episode, we will explore that mysterious era, the moment when the very first stars ignited and brought light to the universe for the first time, the birth of the first stars, and the beginning of cosmic light. Till next episode, goodbye.